I'm Jason Nunez, and let's queer up the USA View. A Seattle man gets 7 years for brutal anti-trans attacks in University District. A man in Seattle has been sentenced to 7 years in prison for a violent anti-transgender hate crime that left a woman seriously injured. Andie Karlow is convicted of second-degree assault and committing a hate crime for attacking Andie Holcepl in March 2025. The incident took place in the city's University District as Holcepl walked to a Seattle Mariners opening day game. Holcepl testified that Karlow and several men harassed her, calling her a drag queen. When she tried to record the encounter, Karlow punched her in the mouth. Witnesses said multiple attackers then punched and kicked her while shouting anti-transgender slurs. Holcepl suffered broken teeth, facial injuries, and a brain bleed before reaching a nearby restaurant for help. During sentencing in King County Superior Court, prosecutors cited a recorded jail call in which Karlow said, quote, "If I didn't hate trans people before, I do now, absolutely. I think that Donald Trump should kill them all. Get them out of here. They're weird," end quote. Prosecutors said the attack reflects ongoing fear many transgender people face in public spaces. Karlow showed little remorse as the judge imposed an 84-month sentence. I hope the judge showed little remorse in
exactly.
Sentencing him to 84 months in sentence. Transgender community, you are not disgusting. You are not. You do not need to be treated like this. No human needs to be treated like this, even less because of who you are. So continue being authentic. You have a tribe. Queer News Tonight, our anchors, our community is here to back you. Holcepl, sorry this happened. We wish you a very quick recovery.
Absolutely. There is a thing in religious traditions, those that actually have a deity. Not all religions do, like Buddhism doesn't really have a creator, but for those that have a deity, we have this thing called the imago Dei, the image of God, that we're all made in that divine image, or we bear that divine image. And so if you call yourself any sort of like religious person, any kind of person of faith, you don't get to dehumanize other people, because that person is a reflection of God or a manifestation of God or bears the image of God. There's something sacred about that person just because they exist. And so what I'm always troubled by is the people of faith who encourage or turn away from all of this violence and hatred. But if you preach hatred, or from pulpit or from political podium, if you dehumanize people, if you discriminate against people, if you act like people aren't human, they don't deserve rights, they don't have feelings, this is the result. Is if you make them into monsters, people treat them monstrously. And so and that he felt that Trump was, the attacker felt that Trump was his ally in all this. I hope that Trump executes people for who they are. Right. That name and that sentence, in his mind, fit. And there's a reason for that. Right. And so, this is appalling. And if you exist, you have sacred value just because you exist. And the people who don't see that and who treat you as if you're not human, that is their issue. That is their psychopathy. That is their sin. That is has nothing to do with you. And again, I hope she recovers fully and quickly. And I think 7 years is the bare minimum that our assailant should get.
And I think one of the things that stands out for me is that I think a lot of us think of Seattle as sort of being this open-minded and liberal place. So an attack such as this feels far more shocking and disturbing than if it had been in, Memphis, let's say. And Karlow's lack of remorse is especially troubling. But I'm thinking, once he becomes somebody's bitch in prison, he might change his tune.
I don't want him to suffer either. I just want him to be held accountable. I want him to be locked away. I want his name to be synonymous with, hate and foolishness for the rest of the time. But now that's my higher self. My lower self, my not nearly as evolved self, couldn't help but imagine you were mad at somebody and calling him names. You look like a drag queen. You're a freak, blah, blah, blah. Meanwhile, he looks like a foot. Did you see his picture? Oh my God. Who are you to judge anybody? So anyway, but that's my lower self. There is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by sharing them and subscribing to Queer News Tonight.